What's up guys, Josh here. Today I'm going to review a 2019 Honda Ridgeline Sport that Honda Universe in Lakewood, New Jersey was very nice to lend me for this video. Now I'm going to be going over everything you need to know about this vehicle to help you decide if the Honda Ridgeline Sport is the right vehicle for you. Let's get started. Now the reason that I did the intro like this is because of the fact that when I was in the process of recording the intro, I guess a bus came by and I didn't want any noise like that, so I had to retake it, and I thought I did, and when I look back in the footage, I didn't have the intro, and that's why I'm filming like this. Now the same goes for the outro too. I actually had to do something at the dealership and I just got mentally sidetracked and forgot to film the outro also. With that said, I hope you still enjoy the video. Now I know I haven't been uploading videos a lot lately and only uploading once a month. That's because I've been really busy with my job and stuff and just normal things that go on in life, but I'm definitely trying to change that so I can really get this channel going, because I really want to get this channel going just as much as you guys really want to see the videos. I want to throw them out to you. So yeah, so I'm getting some new equipment, so hopefully I can start making better videos and can put out more variety than just only reviews, because that's, you know, what I feel is best to start with for right now. And hopefully if I still get a lot of support for reviews, I'll continue to do them till the end of time. And so yeah, alright, so enjoy the rest of the video. So the 2019 Honda Ridgeline Sport is a Ridgeline, basically souped up to look like a rally or whatever car you want to make it look like, undercover or off-road type of vehicle. And it's just the kind of vehicle that could really fit into just about any category that you want to fit it into. Of course not, you know, if you want to look like a billionaire, but alright, so this vehicle comes with a VTEC V6, which contains 280 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. Now that right there is kind of not, you know, like fast, but with new technology and new engine specs, it could get up to speed fairly quick. This vehicle is claimed to do 0 to 60 in roughly 7.2 seconds. We're eventually going to find out how fast it is. So let's go look in the front. Yeah, look at that. So in the front, I guess you could say the Ridgeline has more of a stylish look to it. You know, not really, you know, like a super aggressive look, but the black makes it kind of look aggressive. So it's just, you know, kind of a nice look for a Ridgeline, I think, since I'm more of a sporty guy when it comes to cars and trucks. And so with that, let's take a look closer to the grille. So got the chrome Honda emblem right there, as well as all this black, which adds to the tuniness. Over there, it's kind of nice that it's got the little sport badge that lets you know it's a sport in the front of the car, because usually it's in the back. And I think these are LED headlights. Yeah, they are. You can see they kind of like, we're sort of like rectangular, ovally, and they kind of slant down like that. Guess which is kind of cool. And yeah, down here, you can see on the bottom beneath the plate, you got the fog lights. If you want a closer look, you can look right here. There, which I assume is just regular fog lights, which add more visibility if you're driving in a really dark place. And over here, not really too sure what this is right now, but I'm gonna find that out. It's, I think, the turn signal of this car, which, so let's take a walk over to this side. Now Honda Ridgeline does have 18-inch alloy wheels. It has got 245 60R18 tires, which are the model of these tires. They are made by Destination, which is the company. I was just trying to read it, so that's why I sounded like that when I read it. Yeah, it's got a nice look to it. Definitely on the sporty side, which is why it's called Sport. Now, if you notice right here, I guess somebody was a little eager to take it off-roading when they took it for a test drive, so I guess somebody was eager to get their hands on this thing. Over here, you got the door, the driver door, and the passenger door, back passenger door, which I guess is a normal style. This over here, it kind of has a nice profile to the truck, and yeah, that's all I can say. It's a pretty sharp looking truck. And over here, you got the mirror, and you can see myself in it. And it doesn't look like it's got the turn signal on it, which I think is optional and it comes only with certain trims. Over here you got the gas, which I'm probably going to assume, but I'm going to test it, is something you got to open up from the inside of the vehicle, and it opens right up, which kind of looks like to me that you got to pull the lever thing. No, yeah, you gotta pull something inside the car. That's another tire, which is Firestone, which is the same tire model. Let's look over here in the back. Oh yeah. Very, very sharp. Very sporty too. Over here, let's take a closer look. Got the whole tailgate right there. Just the Ridgeline and the all-wheel drive right there. Let's open this up. Oh, here we go. It's got a decent amount of room for being a mid-size pickup. Something equivalent to like a Ford Ranger or Chevy Colorado. Yeah, so that's everything right there. You could probably fit, you know, if you really wanted to, like a small pallet or maybe a considerably decent amount of stuff. But if you're gonna get like a lot of stuff you want to haul, you would want to go for like an F-150 or a Super Duty. And with that, I'm going to close this up, and right hand side of the vehicle looks the same. Apologize for the sun glare. I wanted to park this thing where, you know, the sun was just right. This way you could see the vehicle very decently and see all the design that it has to show for. So yeah, it's very sharp exterior wise. And let's look at the interior. Alright, now let's step into the vehicle. As you can see, the interior is quite fancy for a Honda vehicle. It's because it's more updated and things like that and redesigned. But anyway, let's go over the stuff we always go over, and that's the doors, that's the door handle, the lock, power windows, driver and passenger side are auto up and down. You got your locks. Got your window locks, so you can prevent the windows from going up and down. If you click them, they don't go up and down. So over here, you know, you got your mirror controls. They adjust your mirrors. And over here is the Econ button. So if you want to save a little more gas, you can. What that does, and don't quote me on it, it kind of reduces pedal sensitivity to save more gas. So that is how it does that. And over here, you got your traction control button and cargo light button, which I'm not too sure what that does. It could be for the fog lights, but I could be wrong. So Over here, I got a pretty sharp looking steering wheel. It's a standard steering wheel that comes in all Ridgelines and probably other trims as well, such as the Pilot and things like that. Over here is your headlight / turn signal column. Got off, parking lights, auto, and regular headlights. And these control your fog lights. And so over here is the controls. Oh, can't really see it too well. Is for the windshield wipers. You probably, this is the best you could see it. Pull it down. I think, yeah, you gotta pull it. You gotta pull it like a column shifter. Up, down. And you can set it to whatever sensitivity you want. That's all Hondas, so that's how you do that. And I know this vehicle is wrapped around with plastic. That's because it's a newer vehicle, as you are going to notice when I show you more inside the interior. Alright, so this is your gas button. What you do here is, let's figure out. You push it and it opens up. Over there is the latch button for the hood, so you can open up the hood. Over here's looks like your parking brake and regular brake and gas pedal. And so yeah, that's pretty much for basic stuff. I mean, I'll definitely want to show you more, you know, when I turn on the car, but anyway, with that, let's turn on this thing. Alright, what you do is you put your foot on the brake, and at the same time, press the start button. Not really too bad. I mean, it's probably not the sound that most car guys want to hear. They want to hear that rum rum, you know, from tune exhausts and things like that. But if you're like most people, you're just gonna want to hear a somewhat quiet noise. But anyway, got the digital speedometer in the middle. I know I said this in many videos, and I will likely say it in many more, that I am kind of a geek for digital speedometers because I think it's so cool how it's like an exact readout of your speed. But also, you should know how to read an analog speedometer. So God forbid if you drive a vehicle that doesn't have a digital speedometer, you know how to read it. Over here you got your RPMs. And over here you got, oh, it's kind of bad. You got your oil and your gas. And so yeah, it's a pretty nice cluster if you ask me. Let's see what we can do. Over here is the steering wheel. That's controls for the menu. Let's see if we can get this thing on. Turn this all the way down. These controls on the steering wheel actually control this screen, which kind of surprises me because most controls on the steering wheel control the little screen in the center, the little center in the driver's cluster. So yeah, I'm pressing these buttons and it's navigating through the radio, which is quite interesting. And the top and bottom one are for volume, but for obvious purposes, I cannot show you the sound because I'll get copyrighted, and it's not good to get copyrighted. Over here is your radio controls, media, whatever you want to call them. This is your normal radio. Just turns on your radio. This is your media button. It's for Bluetooth or USB. If you've got an iPhone, iPod, or whatever you got. This little volume button obviously turns it off. And that's, you know, seek track button. Over here is your Bluetooth button for your phone. Not that. Over here is your Bluetooth button for your phone. Let's see what that does. No, we're not going to add a phone because it is not my vehicle. Oh, let's. There we go. Over there's your clock button. Adjust clock for daylight saving time, or if you move somewhere in a different time zone. Over here is your hazard lights. Alright, so over here, your climate controls. Got the AC on and all that stuff. Let's see who turns it off. Yep, AC on and off. Alright, so this obviously controls the temperature. Now you press the top if you want it warmer, or bottom if you want it cooler. And this automatically just syncs to the passenger side, so if they want a different temperature, they can get it. Over here is your sync. Let's show you what that does. So if it's on a different temperature, you press this button, automatically becomes the same temperature, which is nice, you know, if you just want to have the vehicle at the same temperature. Over there, right here, turns it on. Or off. I'd say turns it off and turns it on. Over here is your front and rear defrost. So if it's winter time and it's cold, you can turn it on, clear the windshield for you. That is your rear climate controls. I believe it has, yep. See over here, there's your rear climate controls. They're not too bad. Alright, so turn that off. Let's take more of an in-depth look in the interior. Right in here is a little slot which you could see. So you could put your phone or whatever you want to put, you know, anything like that. Right here is your power outlet, 12 volt. Yep, people from back then would call it a cigarette lighter, because it kind of looks like a cigarette lighter, like a tube. And over here is a USB. Let's flip that open, see what it looks like. Yeah, it looks like a, yeah, it is a USB port. Alright, so over here is your gear shift. And over here, not too sure what this is, but I think it has to deal with like lower gears or something like that. It says D4 on it. Let me know in the comments section what it is. Alright, and over here is your cup holders. Look like a very like big size, so if you wanted to have like a 44-ounce drink or anything like that, it will probably fit in there decently. If not, you know, you have to pull it out, but I don't see too much of a problem with that, just visually looking at it. Alright, so over here is the glove box. And let's pull that open. You pull this little thing out. It's got a decent amount of room. Not anything too spectacular, but it's decent size. This truck lock on or off. Let's see what it does. I'm not going to tamper with it too much. I really don't know. And probably nothing bad, but kind of just want to stay on the safe side and not really find out unless I knew what I was really doing. But over here, if you look here, this is the view of the Ridgeline, which I think looks kind of decent. You know, because it doesn't look like, you know, that there's low visibility. A lot of pickup trucks have low visibility, and you can get kind of nervous sometimes if you're parking in like a grocery store and anything like that, and you just don't want to hit anything. But this, I don't think you have to worry too much about that. You know, just park like usual. You can still be a little cautious because it's a bigger vehicle than a sedan. And with that, yeah, just drive it as usual. Alright, so with that, you know, I know I went a little all over. Let's look in here. This little, yeah, this middle console. And it's got more stuff. It's got another power outlet and an auxiliary. just another USB and an auxiliary input, I should say, and just another power outlet. You probably can't see too well. There you can. Alright, so it's got a decent amount of space, compared to what most vehicles offer. So you could fit a lot more than you could fit in probably most cars and trucks, because it's just a little cluster of space, but not too much. So Honda really did a good job of including a lot more space in the middle console. So yeah, that's a plus in my book. Alright, and with that, sitting in this vehicle, being as tall as I am, roughly like 6'2", it's not bad. I feel like I got a decent amount of room. Can't even reach the other side, unless if I bend over, but yeah, so, I don't feel overly cramped. Some vehicles, you feel like you're mushed in, like you're on an airplane, and you got one of the smaller seats and you can barely move. But, so yeah, it's just a little example that I chose to give. And yeah, I feel like I can maneuver around. I would be comfortable if I had to take it for a long ride. And alright, let's now hop in the back. Alright, now in the back seat, it feels like that you're higher than the driver and the passenger, which feels cool. Kind of feels like that you're the captain of Star Trek and you're watching what everybody's doing. So, that feels good. Good old Patrick Stewart. And so, yeah, anyway, as I was saying, that it's a little higher than the driver and the passenger, which I think is cool. And so it kind of makes you feel like you're in command of everything. So anyway, these are my legs, which it kind of looks like I'm cramped, but I can tolerate being, somewhat, like mushed in, but not where I feel like a sardine. So, yeah, let's take more of a in-depth look. So, yep, those are my legs. And over here is the rear climate controls. I think somewhere down here there has to be cups. They have to be somewhere, or I just don't know where they are. Oh, let's see, I think they're in here. Yep, pull this out, and you have cup holders, which are fairly smaller than the driver and passenger ones, but pretty decent, if you have a few buddies or a semi-small family and you just want to take them for a ride, and they can place their drinks in there. So I'll show you again what you do. You just pull this out. And so, yeah. Pretty decent back seats. So I think if you're like tall guy car reviews, you might be a little squished in, but I can tolerate being a little squished in, so it's all good. And alright, now let's take this thing for a drive. Alright, let's take this thing for a drive. Alright, so this thing has decent pickup. And we'll see how responsive it is once I get it on the road. Doors automatically lock, as you just heard. And that is a relatively good thing. Obviously not if you leave your keys in the car and it's idling and all of a sudden you lock yourself out. That's no fun. The vehicle is fairly responsive considering it's a newer model. Newer models are very responsive, versus older ones because of updates and stuff, but yeah, this is pretty nice. I got a nice view of the road and things like that. Yeah, very, very nice. Kind of like, you know, I'm making like a Ridgeline reviews type of video. You know, reviewing it in the park and stuff. Alright, let's see where I'm going. Let's go this way. Don't want to go past any one-way signs. Yeah, very, very cool. I feel like somewhat like, I don't know, like a countryman, but just a guy coming in from, you know, a long week of work and going for a weekend trip. And feel like I'm getting like a reward, something I deserve for working hard, you know? Alright, so it's fairly nice, you know, it sounds as quiet as it should. It's actually, you know, decently quiet. You hear the cylinders just knocking down and stuff thanks to the eco button. Now you'll notice I'd have to mount it to the dash, but if you're driving one of these things, it actually has like a kind of like lights to determine how well you're actually driving. You know, if you're in the green, if it says green, then that means you're driving it good. But if you're not, then it's not going to be visible. So it's kind of a good feature if you want to save on gas and things like that. So I know most people do in a world where gas can be $3-4 a gallon, and you want to get the best price, you know, best bang for your buck, so to speak. And yeah, so, you know, I'll tell you a little about this. So it does come with pre-collision warning, which warns you if something is in the road, like a stopped car or some type of animal, or, you know, how I don't think anything should be in the road. You know, crews should keep our roads clear of everything, because if somebody's not paying attention or it's nighttime, they're gonna get hit. Now let's just cruise right on by. You've got to be careful because there's, you know, some people walking around and don't want to hit them. That would really suck. And right the gate. And we're about to find out how fast this thing really is. So, wait for probably a few cars to get by so we can step on it. Wow. Oh my god. Whoa, yeah. Guess I was having a little too much fun, as you could tell. And yeah, it shows how fast this thing really is. And with that, you know, it's a car with fairly decent pickup. It's not something like a, you know, a Corvette, but it definitely gets up in numbers fairly quick. Yeah, it was probably one of the fastest things that I've driven so far while doing a review. And if you drive it normal, it's actually quite decent. And with that, even at like virtually like even like 45 miles an hour, it's fairly quiet. The road noise is canceled out like it should be, and as far as that goes, I think most people that enjoy pickups and want to save a few extra bucks, if not more, you know, could really be pleased with something like this. Yeah, that's just worth my 2 cents and is a fact. So, see how well this handles the corners. find out in a few minutes. See how well the suspension handles through corners. Which, you know, I'm not gonna take him crazy, but take him a little so I can feel the suspension. Feel the car, see what it's capable of, things like that. And the sun's very bad. Oh, we got the arrow. We don't want to get beeped at because where I'm at in New Jersey, people will honk at you if you don't make a right on red. And so with that, you know, you just gotta be on your toes. So yeah, it has other stuff which, you know, I meant to show you, which is the backup camera. Yeah, I'll show you when we get back. It has a backup camera, which I really like because it gives you more visibility, you know, when you're backing up. Because if you're driving something like an F-150, which you'll see in just a split second, yep, there it is. And, you know, a backup camera would really help. Because, you know, like I said, it gives you more visibility. And it could prevent you from hitting somebody. Not, you know, that you wouldn't hit anybody anyway, but it just makes you less nervous that, you know, you're going to get out more smoothly, especially if you're in a parking lot, like a grocery store or a mall, and you want more visibility with a bigger truck. You know, you just use the backup camera, but, you know, use your mirrors too, because the backup camera can't see everything. Let's see how the brakes are. Not very, like, I don't know what the word is, like super duper, like, grippy or anything like that. It's just a nice, you know, nice feel that you're gonna stop, you know, to avoid hitting anything or anything like that. And yeah. So it also has electronic messaging, apparently. I think if you want to, like, use the voice thing to send a text message, you can. A lot of newer cars have that feature. Also, Siri has it on the iPhone. You can just, you know, audio record your text message and you send it. And yeah, that's something that really helps in a world of technology and people driving and not having a lot of time. So that could really help. And so let's take this corner just a tad fast. Well, like a little faster than average. And whoa, yeah. Something that is not really tuned like a Corvette, which would probably handle 60 miles an hour through that corner with no problem. 60, 70, maybe 80 for ZR1 or Z06. But anyway, yeah, this vehicle has the moves for itself. So yeah, like I said, if you're driving it normal, it's fairly easy to drive. It's not that hard. You know, it's fairly responsive. And yeah, brakes are pretty decent. Just like any other brakes, but they're decent, they work good, they're brakes. And so I think it's everything else I had to cover. Oh, it also has lane keeping assist, is what I meant to say earlier, but just wasn't really thinking too much of that at the time. So you set it on somehow, I'm not too sure how, but you set it on, and what it does is it has sensors to determine that you're in a lane. It has sensors to determine, you know, if you go drifting in and out of the lane, which is good, you know, I guess, but I think people should just know how to drive, and that's it. And yeah, which, you know, I'm not going to get into my views of things like speed limits and stuff, because I'm a firm believer that in the US they are set to generate revenue and not to keep people safe in a majority of areas, you know, like Virginia, which I am not a fan of Virginia because of it, because of anything over 80 is reckless, and anything like 81 or even 85 is like cruising on a highway to me, or most people too. So, which is why you got the Autobahn, which is something I want to visit sometime in the near future. And yeah, just kind of rambled upon different topics, but just wanted to get some points across and things like that. So yeah, like I said, with the lane keeping assist, it just basically monitors if you're in and out of a lane, and it helps guide you. But nice feature for people that are like learning to drive and stuff. And yeah, let's see. I know I probably didn't cover everything about this truck, but yeah, I just wanted to get a video out because I knew that the video had to be uploaded, and so I want to get a video out to you guys. And like I said before, I really want to get this channel up and rolling so we can get some more vids cracking. This thing is kind of up on a hill, so I'm kind of embarrassing myself. Just.
You're gonna go, right?
All right, yeah. Sorry, it's kind of in a funky. Yeah, I don't want to jam the pole. You know, that'd be really horrible. There we go. Whoa! Oh my God. Kind of hope the next time I review a car it's not parked like this, but if it is, it is, and I'll just have to deal with it. Lucky I am a, whoa, kind of close to that wall. Lucky I'm a fairly decent driver, so yeah. And yeah, that's it for this video. Now that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.